I want to fight him, bro, because he been tricking the boxing game for too long. He been tricking the boxing game for too long. He makes shit look good. He makes shit look better than what it is.
Keyshawn Davis and Gervonta Davis turned up the intensity during their recent live press conference face-off. The standout moment, Keyshawn catching everyone off guard with an unexpected slap aimed at Gervonta.
Trying to ride his coattail? Like, bro, I don't need you. I don't have to fight you. I'm making real. I don't need you, bro. I don't need you, bro. I do.
Keyshawn Davis has been outspoken about his plans to stay at lightweight until Gervonta "Tank" Davis agrees to fight him. Keyshawn believes Tank is stalling, hoping he'll move up to 140 pounds, which would allow Tank to dodge the matchup by blaming the weight difference.
Hey, Shakur, like I was telling Bud, it's either you or Keyshaw's gonna get Tank, so the walls are closing in, so awesome.
It's gonna be him, though.
It makes sense. He's closer.
Big brother alert.
Absolutely.
At this rate, the tension between Keyshawn Davis and Gervonta "Tank" Davis seems destined to keep escalating. Keyshawn has made it crystal clear he's not going anywhere, boldly stating, "I'm not moving up. I'm here to stay." At just 25 years old, Keyshawn is already a dominant force in the lightweight division. His impressive size has become a hot topic among fans and analysts alike, fueling the buzz around this potential showdown.
I don't like it is him. He's kind of weird. But now he got no choice but to fight me. The fans want him to fight me. After what I just did tonight against a guy that's bigger than him, come on now. If I touch him, what's gonna happen? Talk about that. Everybody want to talk about, oh, Keyshawn, what if he touch you? What if I touch him?
Some argue that Keyshawn Davis is too big for the lightweight division and should already be competing at welterweight or junior middleweight. After rehydrating, he often appears more like a 147-pound fighter, towering over opponents with a commanding physical presence. Critics label him a weight bully, claiming he cuts down to 135 pounds only to use his size advantage in the ring. Keyshawn, however, dismisses the criticism, confidently stating in an interview, "They can say whatever they want. I'm here to fight, and I'm not going anywhere."
I would prefer Tank Davis, the top guy. I would go for the top guy. If I could choose, I would choose Tank Davis. I would not Tank short out. Tank is a great fighter.
While Keyshawn Davis is determined to stay at 135 pounds, it may not be a long-term option. Fighters in their mid-20s often struggle to keep cutting weight, and Keyshawn knows his ability to do so won't last forever. Still, he's confident for now, declaring, "I'll stay here as long as it takes. Tank can't run forever." The bigger question is whether Gervonta "Tank" Davis will ever agree to the fight. As one of boxing's biggest stars and a proven pay-per-view draw, Tank doesn't need a bout with Keyshawn to solidify his legacy or financial future. He has plenty of options, including high-profile opponents like Devin Haney or Ryan Garcia, who bring more attention and revenue. Keyshawn, despite his talent, isn't yet a household name. His loyal fanbase in Norfolk, Virginia, doesn't match Tank's massive following, making the fight a harder sell from a business perspective.
Like Tank is the type of fighter where he'll either be offensive first, or he's very, 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 very patient, and then just try to catch you slipping. You know what I'm saying? And
Keyshawn Davis isn't concerned with the politics or the money. His focus is solely on the fight. Confident in his ability, he declared, "He can't fight with me." Him and his bald coach know that, taking a direct shot at Gervonta "Tank" Davis and his trainer, Coach Kenny Ellis. Keyshawn claims Coach Kenny has hinted at Tank's hesitation, allegedly saying, "Just don't call Tank out for the rest of the year." If true, it only fuels Keyshawn's belief that Tank and his team are trying to avoid him. "They're scared. They want me to move up to 140 so they can say I'm too big," Keyshawn said, his frustration evident. However, even if Tank agrees to the fight, Keyshawn could face another challenge: negotiations. As a superstar and the face of boxing, Tank holds the upper hand in any deal. Keyshawn would likely have to accept Tank's terms, including possible weight stipulations, tactics Tank has used before to even the odds. But Keyshawn isn't interested in playing those games. He can't do all that shenanigans he pulls with other fighters. "Not with me," he insisted. Despite his stance, critics argue that his outspoken nature could backfire. He needs to let his team handle negotiations and stop talking himself out of opportunities, one analyst commented, suggesting Keyshawn's bold approach might hurt his chances of securing big fights in the future.
He's now the new face of boxing. What do you think?
for sure, he's the face of boxing. I don't have no problem with saying that. You know what I'm saying? Like, he deserves everything that's coming to him. He's the face of boxing for sure.
Beyond the weight and contract debates, some question whether Keyshawn Davis is truly ready for a fight of this caliber. While his recent performances have been solid, they haven't been dominant. In 2 of his last 3 bouts, against Miguel Medueno and Nahir Albright, Keyshawn fell short of expectations. Since then, his promoter, Top Rank, has paired him with older, more seasoned fighters like 35-year-old Jose Pedraza and 38-year-old Nicholas Walters. These matchups suggest his team is carefully building him up, selecting opponents to prepare him for tougher challenges in the future. Keyshawn, however, disagrees. He believes he's ready now and insists it's Tank who's avoiding the fight. He doesn't want to fight a young, up-and-coming star, Keyshawn said. He wants to face guys who are already established, guys who've had their time in boxing. I'm still on the rise, and he doesn't want that smoke. While his confidence is undeniable, some analysts think it's too early to label him a star. Keyshawn has yet to win a world title and remains relatively unknown outside of hardcore boxing circles, leaving plenty of room to prove himself.
Other southpaw on the other side of the street, this is an example for you, but I probably can do you a little earlier than that. You and Earl keep saying this, that, and third. I want to fight, but y'all calling out other fighters. Why is that? I want to fight you. I want to fight you. You feel me? If you want to fight, let me know, because I want to fight.
The comparison between Keyshawn Davis and fighters like Vasily Lomachenko adds another layer to the narrative. Lomachenko, a 2-time Olympic gold medalist and former 3-division world champion, has been competing at lightweight since 2018. Yet, only now is Gervonta "Tank" Davis showing interest in fighting him. If it took Lomachenko 6 years to get Tank's attention, what are the odds for Keyshawn? I don't think Tank is going to fight him anytime soon, no matter how long he stays at 135, one commentator remarked. Despite this, Keyshawn remains undeterred. He's willing to wait, even if it means pushing his body beyond its limits to stay at lightweight. I'm not going anywhere, he said. However, the reality is that time isn't on his side. As Keyshawn continues to grow and mature, making the 135-pound limit will only become more challenging.
Keyshawn ready based on this performance to take on Tank Davis, and how does that fight play
I
out?
feel like Keyshawn is ready to take on a guy like Tank. I think that Keyshawn is one of the most skillful fighters in the sport of boxing. I always told.
If Keyshawn Davis moves up to welterweight or junior middleweight, he'll face a whole new set of challenges. Fighters like Jaron Ennis at 147 pounds and Bakram Murtazalev at 154 pounds are waiting in those divisions, and they're not the kind of opponents you want to face without the right preparation. Despite these hurdles, Keyshawn is staying focused on his goal. He's determined to prove he belongs in the ring with the best and is unafraid to make bold statements to back it up. Tank knows what's up. He's just not ready to face me, Keyshawn said, his confidence unwavering. While many fans might see Keyshawn as a young, delusional fighter for claiming he can knock out Tank, there's a surprisingly large group of people who believe Keyshawn actually has a real shot.
But in 5 years, you know, Gervonta "Tank" Davis will be 34 years old, right? So there is a way that I can see Keyshawn Davis really gaining a whole lot of traction and taking that mantle. He beat Tank Davis for under.
Trainer Greg Hackett sees a potential fight between Keyshawn Davis and Gervonta "Tank" Davis as a 50-50 contest. Hackett believes Keyshawn's Olympic experience could counterbalance Tank's strengths, with Keyshawn's promising record adding to the hype. Hackett has even suggested that Keyshawn could beat Tank, along with Devin Haney and a fighter referred to as Vargas. It's likely Hackett meant William Zepeda, not Vargas, as there is no top 15 fighter named Vargas in the lightweight division. This slip-up highlights how some assessments can be far from accurate. In recent interviews, Keyshawn has boldly claimed he could defeat Tank, Vasily Lomachenko, and Haney. However, the absence of Cuba's Andy Cruz from his list speaks volumes. Cruz, who defeated Keyshawn 4 times in the amateurs, including a dominant victory in the 2020 Olympic finals, represents a chapter Keyshawn might want to forget. In that final loss, Keyshawn displayed odd behavior, celebrating as if he had won, despite Cruz controlling the match. In the pro ranks, Cruz has shown a level of maturity and skill that makes him seem closer to securing a world title than Keyshawn.
But what about Keyshawn saying that the Tank is target practice? You heard that audio?
I like how Keyshawn, he's clout chasing. Bring up Tank's name, sell your fight, get the most views on it.
That's what Morrell was doing.
Yeah, that's what Morrell was doing. But Keyshawn, though, I don't know if he could beat Tank. He got to get past.
Top Rank's decision to sign Keyshawn Davis over Andy Cruz remains puzzling. It's not just about the losses. It's how those losses exposed key weaknesses in Keyshawn's mental game. Despite this, Top Rank seems to have doubled down on their choice. However, Keyshawn's performances in the professional ring haven't yet justified their faith. His recent fights against Miguel Medueno and Nahir Albright have raised significant concerns. Against Albright, Keyshawn was visibly hurt, prompting Top Rank to pair him with Medueno as a confidence booster. Yet, even in that fight, Keyshawn's performance was filled with panic and questionable tactics, leaving many wondering if he's truly ready for the big challenges ahead.
What happened when Shakur do it, when somebody chasing him around? It's boring. What's next for Tank? If anything, it's going to be Keyshawn. Out of them two, Keyshawn is more entertaining. Keyshawn going to stand there and throw the punches. You can look into Shakur eyes when I show y'all this when Terrence say.
Keyshawn Davis's fight against Miguel Medueno quickly became a spectacle for all the wrong reasons. Instead of showcasing his boxing skills, Keyshawn resorted to fouling, holding, and wrestling, behavior more suited for a WWE ring than a professional boxing match. The referee's failure to penalize him for these actions highlighted the favoritism sometimes shown to certain fighters. By the 5th round, Keyshawn's antics should have led to a disqualification, but he was allowed to continue, which undermined the credibility of the bout. Fans who were hoping to see a composed, skillful fighter were left questioning whether Keyshawn truly has what it takes to succeed at the highest levels of the sport.
The 35-pound division, we look at it, Tank Davis, Ryan Garcia. Do you ultimately believe that fight will happen? If it does, how do you see it?
Yeah, I believe it's going to happen. There's too much talking right now for it not to happen.
Greg Hackett's praise for Keyshawn Davis's Olympic experience misses a crucial point. Success in the amateur ranks doesn't always translate to the pros. The Olympics, with its 3-round format, is a different beast compared to the endurance and adaptability needed for 6 or 10-round professional bouts. Keyshawn's tendency to unravel under pressure has been a recurring issue, from his struggles against Nahir Albright to his meltdown against Miguel Medueno. These performances stand in stark contrast to fighters like Lomachenko, Tank, and Haney, who have consistently demonstrated composure and adaptability in high-pressure situations. Hackett's comments about Keyshawn making adjustments in the Medueno fight seem out of touch with reality, as Keyshawn's actions in the ring hardly reflected the kind of growth or poise needed at the highest level.
When I got in the ring, I'm not gonna lie, he surprised me with how much defense he really had. You know, of course, I was looking out for the power of, like, off the rip. I was looking out for his power. But when I started, like, when I was attacking and trying to set stuff up, like, he got, like, good upper body movement, and he got some good legs when he used them. So he surprised me with his defense.
The only adjustment Keyshawn Davis made during his fight against Miguel Medueno was turning it into a brawl, relying on illegal tactics to survive. These desperate measures highlight a deeper issue, a lack of confidence in his ability to box his way out of trouble. For Keyshawn, the transition from amateur star to professional contender has been far from smooth. His reliance on roughhousing and foul play suggests an underlying lack of trust in his skills and strategy. Keyshawn's struggles raise bigger questions about top-rank strategy and long-term plans for him. The promotional powerhouse's investment in Keyshawn is starting to look increasingly shaky, as his performances continue to fall short of expectations. The Albright fight exposed his vulnerabilities, and the Medueno bout only deepened concerns about his readiness for elite competition.
What have Shakur done? What have he done in the sport? He haven't done nothing. The young one is looking more better than him.
Who that?
Keyshawn looking way more better than this. I keep screaming his name. He haven't done nothing. Keyshawn haven't even done nothing.
It's hard to imagine top-ranks executives watching Keyshawn Davis's recent performances without considering an exit strategy. His inability to shine against mid-level opponents raises serious doubts about his prospects against top-tier fighters. Greg Hackett's assertion that Keyshawn could give Gervonta Tank Davis and Devin Haney trouble is hard to take seriously. Tank's blend of power and boxing IQ would likely overwhelm Keyshawn, who has shown a tendency to fold under pressure. Similarly, Haney's technical skills and discipline make him a nightmare matchup for someone as inconsistent as Keyshawn. The idea that these fights are 50-50 contests feels more like wishful thinking than a grounded assessment. William Zepeda, whom Hackett might have mistakenly referred to as Vargas, presents another tough challenge for Keyshawn. Zepeda's relentless pressure and high-volume punching would test Keyshawn's stamina and mental toughness, two areas where he's shown significant weakness. Keyshawn's history of panicking under duress suggests he would struggle to cope with Zepeda's aggressive style. Hackett's confidence in Keyshawn's ability to beat Zepeda seems misplaced, especially given Keyshawn's recent track record. Keyshawn's bold claims of being able to defeat Tank, Lomachenko, and Haney might make for entertaining soundbites, but they're not supported by his in-ring performances.
I really believe Keyshawn is ready for Tank, bruh.
Do I believe Keyshawn's ready for Tank? I think it'd be like a Frank Martin situation. I don't think he would look bad in there like Frank didn't look bad in there, but eventually he's gonna get you.
Vasily Lomachenko's mastery of angles and footwork would likely leave Keyshawn Davis flustered and ineffective. Tank Davis's ability to close the distance and land fight-ending shots poses a threat Keyshawn has never faced before. Meanwhile, Devin Haney's precision and ring IQ would expose Keyshawn's technical weaknesses. These are fighters who have consistently proven themselves against elite competition, whereas Keyshawn is still struggling to find his footing. Andy Cruz's career trajectory serves as a stark contrast to Keyshawn's struggles. After dominating Keyshawn in the amateurs, Cruz has smoothly transitioned to the professional ranks, showcasing the skills and composure that make him a future world champion. Top Rank's decision to pass on Cruz in favor of Keyshawn now looks questionable. Cruz's success highlights what Top Rank could have had if they had chosen a fighter with a proven ability to perform under pressure. Keyshawn supporters might point to his Olympic silver medal as evidence of his potential, but the reality is more complicated. The same mental lapses that cost him against Cruz in the Olympics have reappeared in his professional career. Boxing at the highest level demands not just physical talent but also mental resilience, and Keyshawn has yet to prove he possesses the latter. His tendency to unravel when faced with adversity raises serious doubts about his ability to compete with the sport's best. Keyshawn's victory over Lemos marked a significant milestone in his career, positioning him as the WBO mandatory challenger to champion Jermall Charlo. This win could pave the way for a potential title fight, but the road to a showdown with Gervonta "Tank" Davis remains unclear. Top Rank may struggle to successfully negotiate a fight with Tank, especially given the gap in their profiles and Keyshawn's current level of stardom. Unless Keyshawn's popularity skyrockets, a clash with Tank may never happen. Additionally, Keyshawn's size could force him to move up in weight before such an opportunity arises, as he already appeared comparable in size to the 155-pound Gustavo Lemos in the ring.
But I saw it was an early knockout. You know, he come out sharp and put the man to sleep. You know, so you know he is next up. He's going to be a great fighter.
He's calling for Tank. Now
he beats Tank.
Yeah, you think so?
Keyshawn Davis beats Tank, in my opinion. I believe he give him a good up.
Keyshawn Davis himself admitted that the knockout came as a surprise, even to him. After his win over Gustavo Lemos, he told the media, "I didn't think I was going to stop Lemos. I thought he was going to be very tough, durable, and we were going to be in there fighting like my last fight." Despite his expectations, the second-round stoppage showcased Keyshawn's ability to capitalize on his opponent's weaknesses. From the start, it was clear why Lemos had been chosen as an opponent. His wild punches and defensive lapses made him an ideal target for Keyshawn to shine against. Within the first 30 seconds, it was evident that Lemos posed little threat. The decision to face Lemos, rather than tougher contenders like Andy Cruz or Raymond Maratala, allowed Keyshawn to dominate and maintain momentum. "I knocked him out in the second round. I knew when I dropped him the first time that it was over. I already knew it was over and I just closed the show," Keyshawn said. His confidence didn't stop there. He quickly turned his focus to Gervonta "Tank" Davis. "The only person that doesn't like it is him," Keyshawn said, referring to Tank's reaction to his callouts. "He's kind of weird, but now he has no choice but to fight me. The fans want him to fight me after what I did tonight against a guy that is bigger than him." While Keyshawn's belief in his ability to hurt Tank is admirable, his approach to calling out the undefeated superstar may not be effective. Tank has a history of brushing off challenges from lesser-known fighters, usually focusing on opponents who bring substantial star power or fan demand. Ryan Garcia was an exception due to his massive social media following and marketable image, but Keyshawn currently lacks that level of broad appeal. Although Keyshawn's knockout win was impressive, his performance wasn't without flaws. Excessive clinching broke the rhythm of the fight and could frustrate fans. His reliance on movement, instead of standing and exchanging punches in the pocket, also drew criticism. Additionally, his use of stiff arms, often considered an illegal technique, may have detracted from the overall quality of his performance. If Keyshawn hopes to take on top-tier opponents and build a case for a fight with Tank or other elite fighters, he'll need to make adjustments. He must showcase a more aggressive, fan-friendly style, focusing on exchanges and reducing his reliance on clinching and stiff arms. His ability to consistently deliver knockouts will be key to building his profile and proving that he belongs in the same conversation as fighters like Tank.
Hey, you been knowing me though. I'm just getting to know you, sir.
I don't know shit about you.
They been knowing me. I'm just getting to know you, sir. You know, I've been standing on business.
I ain't know who you was.
I've been standing on business. This is what I've been doing.
On this business.
Boy, you since the Olympics, since before the Olympics, I bet you.
Gervonta Tank Davis, on the other hand, is unlikely to be swayed by Keyshawn Davis's callouts. Tank's track record indicates that he responds more to marketable opportunities than to pressure from contenders. Keyshawn's best strategy is to focus on his own career progression, continuing to improve and deliver exciting performances that create organic demand for a potential clash with Tank. For now, Keyshawn will likely turn his attention to Dennis Barrios as he prepares for what could be his first world title shot. Do you think this heat will eventually lead to a fight? Share your thoughts below, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more updates.